Hello, my name is Ben, aka Nightingale TCG, and today we are going over some of the games that were just played in a 3v3 tournament in Japan. OP15 just got released for them, and they had like a 8 or 9 round tournament, I want to say. And I thought it'd be cool to just have a look at how these new leaders operate on day one. I'm going to be looking at 3 games in total. This one is between a Lucy player and an Enel player. Another one that I want to look at is where we see a Krieg in action. And the last game I want to watch is a Kalgara game. Kalgara is not a new leader, but if you know me, I really love that leader and he's getting a lot of new cards, so I want to see if that changes his gameplay a lot. Anyways, let's start with Lucy versus Enel. I'm gonna try my very best to include pop-ups of the new cards and leaders, so you don't need to worry about looking them up too much. But in either case, I'm gonna read them out to you as well. Let's start with Lucy. In case you guys don't know, Lucy is just a normal 5k 4-life leader, dual color. And he says, when attacking or on your opponent's attack, you may trash any number of event or stage cards from your hand. This leader gains plus 1k power during this battle for each card trashed. So if you know OP15 Ace leader ability, it's essentially that. Something to note though is that he's only able to use this on his leader, not on his character. So he can't use events to protect any of his characters. And then he also has a second leader ability, which is activate main once per turn. If you have activated an event card with a base cost of 3 or more during this turn, draw 1 card. It's kind of cool that this is an activate main. And it doesn't like trigger the first time you use an event. I don't know if that will ever come up, but it's interesting that you have the choice. The decklists that I've seen for this leader have been incredibly like event focused, and essentially the only characters you play are the 4-cost Cavendish and the 7-cost Sabo. So I'm really curious to see how this leader can actually close out games, because in my head that shouldn't quite be enough, especially if you can play into a deck that can like remove your cards somewhat normally or just swing into them. But yeah, let's see. Next up there's Enel. He's a 5-life, purple, 5k leader. And Enel is probably one of the most interesting leaders that have come out in this set. His leader reads, under the rules of this game, your Don deck is only 6. So you can't have more than 6 Don in your Don deck. Activate main once per turn. If it is your second turn or later, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and set it as active. And then add up to 4 rested Don cards from your Don deck. And then give up to 4 rested Don cards to one of your characters. So what this means is that you can ram quickly early, you can't play bodies that are more expensive than 6. And then you can give up to 4 rested Don to your characters on the board. I find it really hard to envision this leaders and how he functions without actually playing him. So that's why I really wanted to watch a game of it, because I feel like that's how we can learn how it will operate. But I feel like he's going to be very aggressive. Anyways, enough yapping from me. Let's start the game. They're still doing their mulligans, I think. So I'm going to skip through that a little bit. I'm pretty sure they did their dice rolls, or I think they do rock, paper, scissors in Japan. I think they did that beforehand, so I'm not sure who took first or second. But yeah, it seems like Enel has a lot of his 1-cost characters that allow him to draw a card in his hand. And maybe that was also a 6-cost Enel. And Sabo, or well, Lucy, spoiler alert I guess, Lucy has his stage, which I think is going to be very impactful. I'm going to read it out once it comes up. And apart from that, I don't actually remember what his Leo does. The event can KO is 6k power or less, and the Viola is a searcher that's also a 2k. And the Ace Sabo Luffy is obviously a 2k too. Oh, the Leo is the protection effect, the standard 7k or less protection effect that they've printed in all of the in all of the colors in the new set. Alright, let's start the game. Enel goes first. He plays a Satori. Satori reads, all the little 1-cost vassals that Enel plays, they all read Don -1, draw a card. And Satori has the additional effect of when attacking, if you have 6 or less Don cards on your field, look at 2 cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or the bottom of your deck in any order. So it's a little scry, which is interesting. It's over to Lucy's board. Viola is a top 3 searcher, and she can add any Dressrosa card. I don't think Jozu is Dressrosa, at least it really shouldn't be. Obviously, I mean, I know it's not. I don't know why I say it shouldn't. This 7 cost Sabo is probably the best card this Lucy. I'm gonna keep switching up between Lucy and Sabo, by the way, I'm sorry. It's just so weird to call like Sabo Lucy. But what this Sabo reads is that on play, if your leader has a Dressrosa type, activate up to 1 Dressrosa type event card from your hand. And as we know, like Lucy plays a lot of them, and also some of the events that Lucy plays are actually 7 costs. So there are some quite impactful cards that the Sabo can play out. And now we get to the stage, which reads on play, if your leader has the Dressrosa type, draw 1 card. So it's kind of like the Coffin Boat stage from Mihawk. And then on your opponent's attack, you may rest this stage and trash 1 event or stage card from your hand, and up to 1 of your leader or character cards gains plus 2k power during this turn, during this battle. So it's essentially gaining OP13 red-blue ace leader ability. So he plays the stage, he draws a card, and he passes it back to the Enel. By the way, I hope you guys don't mind me stopping in between to read the cards, because I want to know exactly what is going on in the game, but I also want to provide information. So if that's maybe something you don't like, then either I can choose to not read the cards out loud, or I could potentially choose to simply inserting the cards on the side without, yeah, like I said, reading them out loud. The Gadatsu again, same as Satori, has an on-play of -1 Dawn, draw a card, and then on KO, if you have 6 or less Dawn cards, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 2k power or less. So not insane, especially because it's on KO and your opponent can just choose whether he wants to hit into them or not. And I imagine that, like, having multiple of these 1 cost doesn't actually matter that much. And here comes the Enel leader effect. He gets 1 ramped, he ramps 1 active, and then he gets to just put 4 rested underneath his 1-drop, and then they can swing for 6. And that's what I mean why I don't think it actually will matter that much that Enel will have a lot of these 1-drops. Because as long as 1 is on the board, they get to swing 6 every time. And I'm not sure how useful it will be to actually remove those cards. And those 1-drops. Because, like, you'll spend swinging into them, and they probably have another one anyways that they can attach 4 Dawn underneath. The Enel swings 6/6, the Sabo player elects to 2k with the Leo out of 1 of them, and then take 1 life, and there's the other Shura 1 cost, of course, draw a card again, and I'm pretty sure this one has Rush. Am I crazy? Yeah, this one has Rush, but Enel has obviously already used his leader effect to put 4 Dawn underneath his Satori, so there's no point in, well, swing with this because you can't swing above the 2k stat line. The Lucy is gonna swing the Viola. I mean, you can swing with like the little buddies into them, but I don't think I would waste leader ability swings to swing into the little guys. And now he's gonna swing 5 at Enel. There's the what is that event called? Mama Magra or something? Mama Ragon. That's what it's called. And yeah, it has a counter effect where you get just plus 1k and you draw a card. So you don't leave, you don't use up any hand cards. You don't use up any hand cards. This 4-cost Sabo event is in my head very strong. It reads activate main. If your leader is Lucy, choose 1. Either draw 2 cards and trash 1 from your hand, and then play up to 1 Dressrosa type character with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. And because of your leader ability, that essentially means draw 3, trash 1. Which is just a lot of card draw. Like, even by playing the character out, you still get a +1. Actually, you go exactly equal, don't you? Because you play the card, you play a card out of hand, and you trash 1, and then you draw 3. So yeah, you go equal. But still, it's a lot of card draw. And the second effect is that you can return up to 1 stage card to its owner's hand, which is just an emu counter. He's obviously going to decide to draw here. I think he already drew. But he's deciding on what to trash, I'm guessing. Okay, he's trashing that Barto event that kills a 6k. Oh, he doesn't have any character to play out. Okay, so maybe he was hoping to just potentially draw into a 4-cost, but he didn't. That's pretty bad. You're missing like a beat. But I guess it means you don't go equal, but you go +1 in hand. Which is okay. And there's the 6-cost secret Enel already. I'm really intrigued to see how powerful these Enels actually are. What the secret Enel reads is that if you have 6 or less Don cards on your field, this character cannot be removed from the field by your opponent's effects and gains plus 2k power. So it's a 6 cost 10k that can't be red rocked, gravity bladed or whatever. It can only be swung into. And then Don -1, you get to look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and add up to 1 card to your hand, and then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order and trash 1 card from your hand. So you get a cycle from it, a search cycle. But the strong part about it is that it's just a 6 cost 10k that's unremovable. And that's why I think this leader is going to be incredibly aggressive. There are a lot of the new events in hand here that I'm only going to go over if they come up, because otherwise it's going to be a lot of reading. He seems to have that Electric Wolf one in hand already. She's not going to pick that up. And he picks up, I think that one's the El Thor. Yeah, it's El Thor. On counter, you just get a +2. It's a 2k, essentially, because it's 0 cost. And then as an activate main, Don -1. If your leader is Enel, up to 1 of your leader or character cards gains +1k power during this turn. And then KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 3k power or less. I don't think that activate main will come up in this game against Sabo, well, a Lucy. But it's just a 2k to search. It's not too bad. And then he uses Enel's leader ability to put 4 Don underneath, like rested Don underneath his Shura, and then he's gonna swing 6/6 again. I assume Enel's like are gonna swing 6s a lot, because if your like 1 cost buddies are naturally gonna swing 6s every turn, then it's probably good to just pressure 2ks out of your opponent's hand constantly. It might be slightly worse against Lucy due to his stage being able to give you a free 2k essentially every turn, but still, the Lucy has been countering like naturally from the 2k counters a lot instead of using the stage. It's interesting, that's for sure. I guess he just doesn't want to give up the events just yet. Maybe it's more of an emergency thing. But it's Lucy's turn now. He has 6 Don available to him. He's going to try to draw into a 4 cost again. And he got a Cavendish here, I think. He's going to trash the Luffy. God, Luffy. It's all going to be annoying. Yeah, and then he draws a card from leader ability, I assume. The Cavendish is obviously good to have, is even more card draw and filtering, but it came out a turn late. So we'll see how much that matters. He's gonna go 5 at Enel. 5 is like, it's so easy for the Enel player to just use Mama Ragun. God, what a name. And just like get a free draw. He decides not to though, and just to take the life. Maybe he's looking for something, but he had another 6 cause Enel like in hand. The Lucy player plays the Rebecca. Rebecca is also a top 3 search, and then if you put a Don underneath it, you get it becomes a blocker. So it's like, yeah, it's a card that will always be effective. Did he play down another? Maybe he played down the Rebecca now, and beforehand was a Viola. They're both like top 3 searches for Dressrosa. It doesn't really matter. If he's gonna grab the stage, then it's essentially just a 2k counter instead of the 7 cost Sabo. I think he already has 2 7 cost Sabos in hand, and that's probably enough for the entire game. And he passes it back to the Enel player. The Enel is probably just gonna play down another 6 cost secret. At least that's what I'd assume. It's like the most natural play. You know, for people who want to alt art their Don, and like let's say you want to get like 6 gold Enel Don for this Enel leader, it's pretty good that you only have to get 6 of them and not 10. It's like good on the wallet. So he plays the secret Enel again, and he's gonna look top 5. Does that Enel actually, is that locked to the search? Is that locked to Sky Island? Let's have a look. Have like all the cards up on my phone at the same time to read from them. No, it's just add up to 1 card to your hand. So you don't actually have to reveal it either. I didn't even notice that on the first time you searched. It's like Sanji, top 3, like Luffy's the man. You don't have to reveal the card. That's like so good. And he seems like he grabbed the Divine Departure, which is going to be pretty good against the 7-cost Sabo. At the moment, I don't see how Lucy wins this, I have to say. I feel like because he missed his 4-Dawn turn, playing a body, he's like so behind on the aggression. But let's see, he uses his stage to 1k with his leader ability. And now uses his leader ability to ramp on active Dawn, and then he's gonna swing 6/6 again, I assume. It's a lot of pressure. And the Enel secret is still swinging like... it's still gonna swing like 10 as well, no? Oh, the Enel already swung with his leader, so it's not gonna be 6/6. Is there a reason he's keeping a Dawn up then? Maybe he wants to play that that blocker down. The Lucy gives a 2k, and there's the blocker. It's just a chump blocker. I think the condition is that you have to have 6 or less Dawn or whatever, but yeah, it's just a chump blocker. So it's a Lucy's turn. I assume it's just 7 Dawn Sabo, but Sabo doesn't allow you to, like, swing into anything or remove anything. Maybe that's why the Enel player didn't swing with his 6-cost Enel. Because he doesn't want... He feels like he's in a commanding position already, and he doesn't want this Lucy to reduce the Enel body by, like... I think his event can do it by, like, 8k or something, and then it can just be swung into, and you have no real way of protecting it. But, I mean, that danger is, like, the case every turn. And if you already have a second one there, is it that bad if one of them gets removed? I'm not sure. I'm sure these guys... I mean, I'm sure these guys know what they're doing, but at the same time, this is their first event. It's like day 1, so it's definitely possible to make mistakes in a matchup. There's the ability, and I guess he used the... This event reads activate main. Your leader gains plus 3k power during this turn, and up to one of your opponent's characters gains minus 8k power. So that's the minus 8k that I was talking about earlier. It also lasts until your opponent's next turn, so it's like that Enel is minus on the Enel's turn as well. And then you may trash 2 cards from your hand. If you do KO to one of your opponent's characters with a power of 0 or less. Okay, that doesn't matter against Enel because... I mean, not only is it a 10k body, but also they can't be removed by effect, so that part doesn't matter. I'm surprised then that the Lucy player chose to use this event and not use like the card draw event or something. Or maybe that was... Oh yeah, you have to play it out of hand. You can't play out of trash. I'm like too Sanji brained. I'm now thinking you can, with Reiju, you can play all of the events of these abilities out of trash instead of out of hand. Whoops. So I guess that was the Saba player's like best option in a way. Are they gonna mark it with like a billion dice? And the Lucy is plus 3. So Nell takes that, and then he puts a Dawn underneath his Rebecca to make it a blocker. Got it. The Nell player doesn't really have a body in play right now. Maybe there are some of these events have a way to get around this 1-cost blocker or something. So let's see. Okay, he uses Divine Departure. That's all of his Dawn, but it reduces the Sabo blocker, which means that there's no easy way to block with it. And then he uses the activate main of Mama Ragan, which is Dawn -2, you get to draw a card. His Enel deck just gets to draw on every card he plays. And then you get to arrest up to one of your opponent's characters with 5k power or less. Alright, so I'm guessing his plan is just to swing into the Sabo, because the Sabo is what? It's a 1k right now? So all of these little buddies can swing into it. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Pretty good play. He's not even going to be able to protect that with the Rebecca. Really, they're going to spend all this time to put the counters on this Sabo just for it to be gone immediately. And there's the Althor, which... Oh, does he kill the Rebecca with it? Yeah, he does. Okay. I didn't think that event would come up really, but it seems like it does. He gives the plus 1k to the Shura, and the Shura is going to swing into the Sabo. I mean, this looks really tough for the Lucy. I don't see how you can win this. This Enel just has so much power, he's going to use leader ability now as well, and he's going to be able to swing 6. Oh, he's going to use another event. What does this one do? Activate main, done -1. You guessed it, draw a card. And then one of your opponent's rested characters with a power of 6k or less does not become active during your opponent's refresh phase. So he freezes this Cavendish. That's pretty disgusting. This Lucy doesn't have like any way of playing the game anymore, does he? Then he attaches the Fordon. He's gonna swing 6, potentially 7 this time. 6 first at lead. Is the Lucy gonna use the stage this time? Yep. Use stage, ditch the stage, just to give him +2. I don't think there's a reason to keep it done up, is there? Should just swing 7, no? Is there a point in developing that 1k in your hand? I don't think so. Not sure what the Ohm does yet, but I don't see a reason to potentially play it right now. Yeah, the Lucy is gonna take that 7. And then 10 at lead, which I'll have to take as well. This looks very over. Is there a trigger? We are thinking on something. Okay, we triggered... Oh, what does that Barto? Is that just like the activate main? Kill a 6? I'm guessing so. I'm too lazy to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's what the card just says. Use activate main, kill a 6. So he killed this chump blocker. I mean, doesn't matter. The game has progressed into unplayable of a state. I guess the Sabo's best choice this turn is to play 7-cost Sabo, use the... what's it called? The Hiken, the... Fire Fist? Yeah, Fire Fist is in English, I think. Use Fire Fist, reduce the Enel by... Is it 4? I think it's 4, so it would only go down to 6. Which, like, isn't even good. Like, it's not really swinging, like, able to be swung into, because then you can just go 8 into it, and 8 is, like, is an Althor or a Mama Ragun plus L4 counter, or just a simple Divine Departure. Just not enough. I'm gonna skip ahead here just a little bit until a play is being made, because I don't think there's too much to be done. Okay, he swung into the little guy with his Viola, which is not very useful, I don't think, but I guess you can do it. He's putting 2 on his side just to... So I guess he's just gonna swing with leader. He's not gonna have any, like, anything impactful to play. Enel can easily take that life. Yeah, he plays the Sabo down to blocker, but I mean, you'd want to use an event, but yeah, he can't use an event. There's no point. He's leaving a double up, I guess, just to bluff. So it's the Enel's turn to draw. He can do that, like Divine Departure plus Althor play again, no? Like, he Divine Departures the Sabo, he uses El Thor to kill the Sabo, and then you just go 6, 7, 10, 10 face. Yeah, I think that's what he's gonna do. Okay, first game, I'm getting the hang of the deck already. I'm in his brain. Okay, never mind. Wait, he's just using Mama Ragon. Wouldn't El Thor have been better? I thought to kill it surely would have been better, no? Instead of resting and going past it? Unless he wants to play this like... No, like even if he would want to swing into it, just killing it. Just kill it, no? Maybe I'm tripping. He's gonna go 10 at lead. 10 at lead as a start is so weird as well. Surely you'd want to swing 6, 7 into it first. Maybe you want to like keep that 6 or 7 swing potentially to swing into the Sabo, but then again, just kill him. Or is that card in hand, like the one over here? That's the L4. That's the one that kills 3k power or less, no? And then it also gives you a boost for 1k. That must have been more efficient than just resting it with Mama Ragon. But anyways, he did what he did. Oh, he just put the +2s on there that they always add. And the Lucy player is thinking on whether he should counter this. He could counter it with a Ven plus double 2k. And I mean, he'd still die. I mean, he can take this. The hits are not going to get bigger from the Enel side. So there's no real reason to not take this. But he chose to counter. I guess, maybe... I think there are like multiple reasons you should take it. Because if you take it and you somehow get something to survive, that means that, like, he's not gonna get rid of this rested Sabo. What does this card do now? Haven't seen this one yet. Activate main. If your leader is an Enel, draw a card of course, -1 Don. And then give up to one of your opponent's characters -1k power during this turn. And up to, yeah, that's it. And then counter it's a 2k again. So what, he's just gonna clear board now? I'm still just confused why he didn't choose to just El Thor it. I guess maybe he wants to reduce the... He doesn't want to swing into the Cavendish, he just wants to El Thor the Cavendish. But he has 2 El Thors in hand, he could have done both. That was a 6 into life, no, a 7 into life. There's no Thor, he kills... He even kills the Viola instead of the Cavendish. Oh, the Cavendish he can't kill, obviously, because the El Thor is -3. Never mind. And then he's just gonna go big number into leader and GG's. I feel like that last turn was very clunkily played from the Enel. But maybe there's something I'm missing. The Lucy player missed the beat on his 4-Don turn, obviously, because he didn't manage to play out a character, but this Enel deck seemed strong. Alright, game 2, Krieg against Boa. You guys know what the Boa deck does, so I don't need to read that out for you. Less work for me, which is nice. But the Krieg is a red-green leader, dual color, 5k power, 4 life, standard. And he has 2 leader abilities again. If he has 1 Don attached, on opponent's turn, if you control only characters with the East Blue type, all of your opponent's characters gain -2k power. To me that seems really strong into Boa, because it effectively means you can ignore their boards. Like all the characters that they trigger out, all of the 5ks, now require a lot of Don investment for them to even be able to deal any damage. So to me it seems like it would have a good matchup. And then the second ability of Don Krieg is activate main once per turn, rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 2 or more given Don cards. And as I think you'll see in the progression of this game, Krieg will have the ability to forcefully attach Don from his opponent to their characters and their leader in order to get this leader ability off. But let's see how it goes. They've done their mulligans and everything. Again, I think they kind of do like the dice roll and the rock, paper, scissors on off camera. So it's difficult for me to tell who goes, like who chooses turn order. Here we see the disgusting Borsalino plus Rayquaza help combo that basically every yellow deck is playing right now. I personally strongly dislike it. I think they should, like, I don't know, maybe deck restrict Rayquaza and Borsalino in the same deck or something. I don't think they should ban like Rayquaza, because like Rayquaza should be played in Vegapunk and so on, but I don't know, just other decks playing that combo, like every yellow deck essentially just putting both cards in the deck just to have like a weird zero cost event trigger from last live or second last live is just toxic in my opinion. And I haven't even played against it much yet, apart from the Eastern Sim a little bit. But let's see how this goes. Turn 1, Boa starts, passes, no real play. Does the Krieg have a play on turn 1? Okay. Rested on. Ooh, what does that do? Oh, is that just a search event? I'm pretty sure that's just a search event. I'm gonna look it up. If it's anything else than the search event, I'm gonna like blend in, or not blend in, that's not English, that's like German / Luxembourgish. Includes a picture of it. I don't know what the translation is, but yeah, it's just a look at top 5 search event for an East Blue type cards. So he had 2 of them in opening hand, which is pretty neat. I didn't see what he grabbed of the first one, but on the second one he grabs a Krieg. I'm wondering how much that Krieg matters, because I'll read it when it comes up, but essentially in my head it's like a board control type of card, and obviously you don't really want board control that much against Boa. He counters early with a 1k. I think that Django is a searcher as well, that he just countered with, and then the Boa player plays a Marguerite. Pretty sure that's just 9 cost Boa here. I don't think the Gong Sisters will come up that much, as I said. I mean, the 5k bodies are just not that strong into Krieg, I'd assume. So you probably want to set up your late game a little bit better. But next turn, potentially playing like Hiyori into putting Gorgon Sisters in life wouldn't be too bad. Especially because the Krieg is not going to hit you down to like 2 life for your Borsalino to be able to heal you. But let's see. Kriegs, 4 on turn, what do? You're gonna play that Arlong, I assume. Let's pull it up. Arlong, 4 cost 5k, 1k counter. On KO, up to 2 of your opponent's rested cards will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. So it's a sticky body. Or at least the body, if you remove it, you get punished for it. And then activate main once per turn. You may give up to 1 of your opponent's rested Don cards to 1 of your opponent's characters. So that's the cost of the card. Interesting. So if you're like the opponent's player, if you've attached all of your Don cards, or you didn't rest your Don cards, then Arlong is not able to use this ability. So giving a Don from your opponent to a character is the cost, and the benefit you get from it is that you get to put 1 rested Don. Wait, it reads give up to 1 Don card from the owner's cost area to the owner's leader or 1 of the owner's characters. It doesn't specify rested or active, so I'm assuming you can put a rested Don to your own leader. But because it also just says owners, I guess you can also essentially use the cost effect twice and forcing your opponent to attach another Don. Okay. I'm not sure exactly all the applications where this will come up yet. But if you can just put a rested Don underneath his leader, that's pretty nice already, because it means that the minus 2k on your opponent's turn is active, and his Marguerite will only be a 3k. So he used the effect, he puts a rested Don to the Marguerite, and he puts a rested Don underneath his leader, like I figured. And then he's gonna go 6 lead. Boa player takes, and there's no trigger, it was just a Hiyori. And now on the Boa's turn, this Marguerite is a 3k. So it's gonna, like, it's probably not gonna swing, unless the Boa player wants to attach a lot of Don. The Boa drew a pudding. a lot of people's #1 card that they want to see on the ban list. I personally don't think it should be banned. I think the card is pretty healthy for the game. I understand why people are annoyed at it. Like, I think its use is really stupid when it's used to, like, try to go for lethal with it. Like, basically completely randomizing it to lethal. But in the mid-game / early game, I think it's a very necessary card to just prevent your opponent from going so high in hand size. And in general, I think I'd be a fan of seeing more hand rip like cards, like the 4-cost blocker law and so on, and Isho, the 5-cost or the 8-cost. And the Boa player does end up putting a bunch of Don on his Marguerite. The Krieg counters 1k out, and then the 6, he's gonna counter as well. Okay, he's being very defensive, and then he's just gonna play a Hiyori to set up his life. Does he have anything? I don't know what the card is that he just picked up. Is that a Gorgon Sisters that he just picked up? Yeah, that's a Gorgon Sisters in his hand. So he could put that in his life. It's probably not too bad. You can trigger it out and then, like, getting 2 Don attached to your Marguerite and your Gorgon Sisters as well is gonna be easier. That's the Krieg's turn. Yeah, he's counted a lot, so I think he only has he has a searcher event in hand right now, I'm guessing. Is that still a searcher? No, that's a counter event. Oh, he plays the... Okay, he plays the Geen. The Geen just allows you to play a 5-cost out, I'm pretty sure. Yep, it allows you to play a 5-cost or less from hand. And then he plays a Morgans with it. And the Morgans is a blocker, and he has the same effect as the green Arlong does. Where you can put a rested Don from you force your opponent to attach a Don, and then you get a Don to your leader as well. So he uses that now. And then he uses it, well, I guess he used it from the Arlong first, and then he uses the Morgans one. And then I assume he's gonna swing with Arlong and his leader, just at face. I don't think there's a reason to really contest this Marguerite, but let's see. He's gonna go 5, he didn't really point anywhere, so I'm not sure where, but I'd be very surprised if that's not into leader. It seems like the Boa player wants to counter that with the pudding. I mean, smart, it won't come up anymore, that Krieg only has 2 cards in hand. And there's the Gorgon Sisters, he gets to draw 1. He draws into a Slave Arrow, that's going to be good for later on in the game. This Boa player is set up to be very tanky in the late game. He's also at 2 life now, which means free heal from Borsa. So I'm assuming this turn is just going to be play Borsa, use Gorgon Sisters ability, reveal... Yeah, he does have enough. Just barely. Reveal 2 9-cost Boas and a Slave Arrow, attach a Don to all your characters, and then swing 5/5/5. 5/5/5 is not that great because the Morgans is a blocker, a 6k stat line blocker. So I guess 6/6. 6/6 is an option, I think. Yeah. Borsa. Use Borsa effect. Get the life. And then is he gonna use Gorgon Sisters ability? I don't see a reason why you wouldn't. He's certainly situating the cards in a way to show them. Yep. Boa Slave Arrow. Put Don everywhere. Remember this Gorgon Sister and this Marguerite is a 3k / a 4k right now with the attached Don. And yeah, I think the best case is for him to swing 6/6. That seems better to me than 5/5/5. He chooses to go the 5/5/5 route though. And it seems like he's getting rewarded because the Krieg did not draw a 1k off the life, and he doesn't have a 1k in hand either. And now there's no point in swinging with the Gorgon Sisters anymore, so he just passes over So now I assume his best play is the 8 cost Don Krieg, which I'm gonna pull up already because I think that's what he's gonna play. The 8 cost Krieg in his hand reads, on play, give up to 3 of your opponent's rested Don cards to one of your opponent's characters, then this character gains Rush. Oh, he also has a Zeph on his hand, and Zeph's ability is when attacking, make your leader a 7k leader. I don't think that's what he would play this turn though. It's like a bit slow if he plays it now, because it will only come into effect the turn after. But maybe if he feels like he wants to play like for 3 more turns, it's better. But I think he's going for the Krieg. Yeah, so on play you get to attach 3 Dons from your opponent and then give this character a Rush and then activate main. If this character was played on this turn, give all of your opponent's characters minus 1k power for each Don card given to that character during this turn. So in general, I feel like this is a very strong board clear and board contest card. But obviously into Boa, you don't want to waste your time really clearing their characters, especially if it causes you to like rip a life. You could potentially attach the Don to Borsa. Is that possible? Yeah, you could like give the Don to Borsa, no? And then rest the Borsa with your leader ability. But the Borsa would need to have 2 Don attached to him in order to be rested. But he chose to force attach like a Don to the Boa. I think he could have just attached 2 to the Borsa, then rested the Borsa, use Don Krieg's ability, reduce the Borsa's power. Unless I'm misunderstanding how this interaction works. But yeah, with the Krieg effect he now chooses to rest the Gorgon sisters, but I really don't think he's gonna swing into them. And then all of his opponent's characters like get minus. Okay, he does choose to swing into them. Interesting. So he's gonna have he's gonna be able to clear all of it, but he's gonna have to take a life. And the next turn it's Boa's turn, and Boa's gonna play 9 cost Boa. I don't feel like you need to worry about these characters like the Gorgon sisters and Marguerite. Like if next turn the Boa is gonna go to 9 Don, he's gonna play 9 cost Boa. The Marguerite and the Gorgon sisters aren't gonna swing anyways, because he's only gonna be able to buff them up to a 4. I feel like he misplayed here. And if I'm understanding the cards correctly, he could have attached 2 rested Don to the Borsa, rested the Borsa with leader ability, and swung into the Borsa. Maybe he doesn't want to swing into the Borsa because he doesn't want to get one into trash, but I'm pretty sure that the Boa player already has a Borsa in trash to play out with Rayquaza help potentially. And he keeps on going into the Gorgon sisters. Right? Or am I like completely missing where he's targeting stuff? Okay, the Boa player uses Slave Arrow to put the Gorgon sister back into his hand. This all feels super strange to me. Like if the Krieg actually swung into the Gorgon sisters, like if I read that game state correctly, then I don't think there was a reason to bounce it back, because wouldn't you be happy just getting your opponent's life? He's targeting the characters though. I mean, like he's moving his leader to the Marguerite when he's declaring his swing. So unless he's saying something else, I obviously don't have the sound on. And yeah, he's targeting the character. Aren't you like happy with that as the Boa player? Boom, take a life. Cool, next time I play 9 cost Boa, I put you down to 0. If I have Perfume Fema, I win the game. Maybe there's something I don't know. Like maybe as the Krieg you're not that scared of going to 0 because of these counter events in your hand that give you +4. Boa triggers out a Sharky. But again, the Sharky is never really gonna swing. With it only being a 3k, especially with the Gorgon Sisters gone now. You're not gonna need 2 9-cost Boas. And you have a Perfume in hand now. So you probably just ditch 2 9-cost Boas here. Next turn you play 9-cost Boa. And then you Perfume it. I swear you just win the game. If the Boa player doesn't win here, I don't know what's happening. I feel like this Krieg completely trolled by going board control. When he could have just, like, rested the Borsa and gone every attack into face. So the Boa goes to 9 Don. Just play 9-cost Boa, swing 5 into face and go on, move on with your life. I don't even know what we're thinking about. Come on, play your 9-cost Boa. How far? 40 seconds. I've skipped 40 seconds already. You're telling me he's been thinking for 40 seconds now? 1 minute. 1 minute think time. 1 minute 30 this Boa has just been thinking. I swear, if he... Okay, he plays... Am I tripping? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He has 9 done. Why would you not play 9-cost Boa? You play 9-cost Boa, you take the life. Yeah, sure, your 5 is gonna get like blocked by Morgans, whatever. But then you have a 9-cost Boa there, you have Perfume in hand. Krieg doesn't have a way to heal as far as I know, unless they printed a new red or green card that I'm... This is so weird. He plays a Ron now, but all these 5-cost bodies don't matter against Krieg. They are all 3k. You just ditched... I swear, this Krieg player must be sitting there, and he's like, I just saw you ditch 2 9-cost Boas. And you don't play one? I'd be so confused. Maybe I'm just shitting on these guys right now, even though they know something I don't. Maybe I shouldn't be this cocky. It's a new set. Like, maybe there are interactions that I don't know about or something. But the Boa's gonna go 8 at lead now. You just take the free block as Krieg, no? Yeah. And pass. Wait, you're like so chill. You probably play another Arlong out of hand. You then force this Borsa to get 2 Don attached. Oh, what does this Kuro do? But yeah, you force the Borsa to get 2 Don attached, and then you rest the Borsa and you just swing out life again. Because the Boa player is gonna have to attach so much Don for these to even matter. Okay, moving on from my rant, let's go and see what this Kuro does. Blocker, 7 cost, 7k blocker. Alt art is fire, by the way. What? I don't think Kuro has ever looked this cool in the manga or the anime. Anyways, on play, give up to 2 of your opponent's cards, Don cards, to one of your opponent's characters. So it's just better than the Arlong play that I was saying. And then, at the end of this turn, up to 1 of your opponent's rested characters with 3 or more given Don cards will not become active in your opponent's refresh phase. That part doesn't matter at all, because there's no rested card on the Boa side. But he's gonna attach, like, surely you attach to the Borsa now, right? Yeah. Then use leader ability to rest the Borsa. He has to, the Boa player has to read the cards just as much as I do. He's gonna force another Don to attach. It doesn't really matter, does it? But I guess it allows you to attach 1 Don to your leader. Rest the Borsa. He thought he needed to attach another Don. And then you just swing 5, 7, 7, 9. Leave 2 Don up for your events. And you're never dying. The 5 is getting countered by a 2k. There's a 7 at lead. With Crazer. Did he set that up? I don't know. Maybe he did. If he didn't, lucky bastard. Gets to draw a card and heal the life back. What? And he established a blocker. This is not fair. Oh my god, I'm not looking forward to playing against this. Especially, well, it's fine. If I play Sanji, I have Gravity Blade. I can somewhat deal with it. But it still looks dumb as hell. I mean, you just keep going phase anyways, no? You could potentially spend spend an attack into the wristed Borsa. Like, that's possible. We swung another 7 with Geen. And we're taking that life. That's a brick. And then 9 still at life. Did we pivot now? Nope, we're still going at life. And the bow player takes it to trigger. Okay, just triggered it to draw a card, I guess. That's okay. But this looks very lost for the Boa player. But man, if he had a 9-cost Boa lying here, and now he just perfumes the 9-cost Boa and goes 20 at life, he just wins the game. He just wins. We just spent an entire turn to go white for no reason. I'm actually triggered watching this. Let's skip forward a little. Get to the end of this game, because this seems... Bro, this Boa player is thinking. He's a think machine. Now he plays the 9-cost? I mean, it's a bit too late, mate. It's a bit too late. Oh, did the rested Borsa blocker, did that not become active because of the Kuro? No. It wasn't rest. I don't know why that Borsa didn't become active. I'm too lazy to go check. The Don Krieg is winning now. He's attaching his Don. I mean, bar, I guess, stupid Rayquaza help shenanigans. But I don't even know if the Boa player has another another 5-cost Borsa in trash. Okay, we start with a 7. The Boa player has to defend with a 2k 1k. Defends with double 2k, I mean, sure, I guess. It doesn't matter, but... Okay, goes 9. Boa player takes. No dumb trigger, so that's GG's for the Krieg. I feel like both players didn't play that to the best. Like, the Krieg chose one turn to randomly board control instead of pushing for life, and then the Boa didn't capitalize by playing 9-cost Boa and pushing him to 0 just into Perfume FEMA range. But I guess this is the game. Alright, last game. Yellow Luffy against Yellow Kalgara. I want to watch this game because it's a Kalgara and he's in finals as well. This is the final game. So it's a 3-on-3. So remember that. So even the person who like wins here on the table, it doesn't necessarily mean that their team wins the entire tournament. But yeah, I'm not sure that whether Yellow Luffy got anything new. I guess he could potentially play some of these Sky Island cards, but then I guess you're just playing the other Yellow Luffy leader, the OP15 one, instead of the Starter Deck 29 one. But I guess he's like still just playing the Borsalino Rayquaza help bullshit. And the Kalgara is playing the new 3-cost Kalgara, which is kind of like Derishi in a sense, where you get to, on play, I think it's trash a card, and then you get to look at top 5 cards, and you get to search for 2 cards, either a Shandorian Warrior or a Noland. But it's a brick. But I think the card is good. At least it's on my radar once OP15 comes out and for me to test Kalgara. I assume the new cards this Kalgara plays is this 3-cost. It's like EBO, and then it's just like EBO 3 Borsa and... well, EBO 4 Borsa and an EBO 3 5-cost Nami. And then he most likely also plays the new 5-cost Viper. That's what I'm guessing. But let's see. Skip to the start. Let's go. Who has turn 1? I think that's already very important. Okay, Kalgara did not get turn 1. I very much think Kalgara wants to go first. So that's interesting. Start off with Sky Island Upper Yard Search. And there's a new 5-cost Viper. I'll read it out once it comes up. It's a pretty good card. I'd assume he'd grab it, but the 5-cost Kalgara could be very good too. Maybe he's grabbing the 5-cost Kalgara, especially because there are 2 in this search right now, and the 5-cost Viper you can probably find with the 3-cost Kalgara on the turn after. Or still with one of your upper yards that you're probably playing. I would grab the 5-cost Viper here. The 5-cost Kalgara here. Simply because there are 2 in the search. And you don't want to go the entire game without finding one. He also top decked into another 3-cost Kalgara. So that's interesting. It's probably going to be the card he trashes with it. There's a second search. Okay, he did actually find another 5-cost Kalgara, but he's grabbing a 2k Viper. Good to know that that card is still played. That means my championship alt arts aren't wasted. I love it. And then he passes. Luffy doesn't really have a play. I'm going to be interested to see whether these yellow Luffy, like Starter Deck 29 Luffy players, are still gonna bluff Dragon Claw event to rearrange their life. Or whether he's just gonna attach, like, go 7 or 8 at phase. Okay, he just decides to go with that phase. Kalgara is gonna take that life either way. Did not matter how big of a number you would have swung. There's another search, which is definitely helpful this turn. You can just play all of it. Ooh, is he gonna play double Viper this turn? Like, he can play 3-cost Viper into leader ability 3-cost Viper. That's gonna be interesting. He is playing it off leader ability. Okay, that's very aggressive. He's gonna ditch the upper yard for the search. Look top 5. Search for a Shandorian Warrior card and a Noland. Surely he has 2 of them. Oh, he whiffed. He whiffed on 1 of them. Okay. Crazy. So he went -1 in hand. Like, he only, because he had to trash a card. So it was kind of like a Marguerite search. And the first life is a trigger too. This is not a good start. And he ditches the counter event. Ballsy, I have to say. And he grabs another 5-cost Kalgara and a 2k. So he actually ended up not finding... He'd ended up in all of his searches that we've seen. He's seen all 4 of his 5-cost Kalgara. But he only saw 1 of the 5-cost Vipers in the first search. And he hasn't found one since. Which is pretty gross. Like, that's super unlucky, I feel like. Like, percentage-wise, that should not be the case. But that's how card games work sometimes. Luffy's play is like simple. It's just 6, 5, play Sanji, and the Kalgara actually has to counter out of that swing because he used his leader ability so aggressively early game, so he doesn't actually want to go down to 2 life right now. And he searches a 2k Robin blocker. I'm wondering whether as the Kalgari play anything like Blaze Slice or Amaru to get around these 4-cost blockers. Maybe like... I was gonna say, I assume Emu is still in the meta, but maybe with the Lucy deck being there, and that's just like hard countering you because it bounces your stage, like Emu has fallen out of the meta? I'm not sure. We're starting off with a 5 at lead. I think... what would I start off with? I think I would start off with playing down a 5-cost Viper and then leader abilitying into the 6-cost Viper. Kalgara, not Viper. I can't talk and I'm trying to commentate a game of One Piece. But he's starting off with the 5s. I mean, it's fine to play them early, right? I guess he's now going to play 5-cost Viper and he's going to do my play just differently. He's doing it smarter, to be honest, because that way no trigger can weirdly influence this 5k or 6k like cost body. But Yellow Luffy doesn't really play triggers as far as I'm aware that like blow up bodies anyways. So it didn't really matter. And the Luffy counters with a 2k, and then we pass. It's gonna be interesting to see how much this Kalgara is gonna value defending these 3 costs on the board. I personally feel like you should probably just let them go. Like, at least when I used to play this deck, when he still played Ohm Holy, I assume he doesn't play Ohm Holy anymore, by the way. Certainly something I'll have to experiment with. But the Hollies, most of the time, if they got swung into, you just let them go. And these Kalgaras are the same stat line, so... yeah, we'll see. Maybe 5Ks you can defend. Maybe you can defend one of them. But what's a Luffy's best turn? Luffy doesn't actually have a turn in hand, does he? Like, he can play a 4-cost Robin, I guess. But apart from that, it's just counter events. 2 Rayquazas, 2 unblockable events. 8-cost Kid is not playable yet because he's on 7 Don. And the Bonnie not really either. It's gonna go 6. I think that was at phase. Now he pivots into the board. 7, you're definitely not defending, that's for sure. And now, is he gonna swing higher? He is. Another 7 into the board still, I assume. You could defend this. I think I would give a 2k 1k here. You're gonna get an extra draw next turn anyways from using leader ability. I guess the issue with doing 2k 1k here is that you don't actually have something to play out with your leader ability, because you can't really play out your 5-cost Kalgara because it's gonna cancel out your other Kalgara. He did end up defending it though. He top decked into a 5-cost Nami. That's very good. Probably start off with that. Take his life. Put it on underneath your leader. You have to be a bit careful, actually. Maybe you don't play that, because you have to be careful of 9-cost Bonnie. So if you use leader ability here without healing, you are gonna go down to 0 life, and then you have to like defend a 10k coming your way at the very least from the Bonnie, especially because you won't have the Bosa blocker down because he didn't heal. So it's actually not the Nami play. Yeah, the more I'm thinking about this, the less of a fan I am of defending that 2k 1k. I think I would have let it go, and then I would have just played out the 2k from hand with leader ability on this turn. You kind of like want to try and draw here first before using your leader ability, but if you swing into his life, it means you're giving him another card to protect with the board with. But you also don't want to commit too much like into clearing this board at first. So it's a tough choice. I think I'm starting with a 5, with a 7 at the board, and then an 8 at the board. And then I'm checking 5 at lead, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 done is what we have. 5 for Borsa, 1 for lead ability, 1 for event. Yeah, so 6 at lead, see if he takes that. Okay, he starts with the search. Yeah, so he chooses to like try and find Shandorian Warrior, and here he finds the new 5-cost Viper, so let's read it out. This Viper is pretty good in this spot too, because it reads, on play, you may turn the top card of your live cards face up. Give all of your opponent's characters a minus 2k power, so it's going to be really good to clear this board. And then KO all of your opponent's characters with a power of 0 or less. I'm not sure how often that effect will actually come up. Oh, it would clear the 4-cost Robin blocker, so that's pretty neat. So we would need something to get around that. Good to know. And then activate main. Once per turn, give up to 1 rested Don card to one of your Sky Island type leaders, which is brilliant for Kalgara. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm guessing he's going to go leader ability into Viper now, and then he's just going to play the Borsa to heal back up to 2. Should go 6 into like the board. Yeah. Viper, take the life, flip the life up for the effect. And now that's 6 into 3. You're like never defending that as the Luffy player. Oh, he gets to take a card, draw a card as well from the 5-cost Kalgara, obviously. Then you're gonna go 5 into 3, which I also think you're never defending as a Luffy player. And then you're going 6 at life and 8 at life, and I'm guessing he's gonna give a counter event on one of them. Oh yeah, Viper obviously can give the character the Don as well. So it's 7 and 8 at life. So yeah, I think you use the Don here to counter out of 1. With unblockable. Unblockable probably doesn't come up that much in this matchup. Wait, can he not defend with a Krazer yet? Maybe that's the thing. Maybe a Krazer can only defend from 2 life or less, isn't it? I think that's the case. That's why he had to defend with unblockable. Oh, does he have a Borsa in trash already? Oh, he can play out the Sanji. Oh, maybe this is... The Krazer is even better in this deck. Wow. Alright. Play out the Sanji. It's kind of the same as just having a Sanji trigger, because you like trash the card, the Rayquaza, you trash 1 card to play out the Sanji. And he grabs himself another Robin blocker, and there's the Borsalino heal. You don't have a Donut, but you're super comfortable out of the Kalgara. Although you don't have a single 2k in hand. The Luffy player is going to pretend to think for like 5 minutes now just to play 9-cost Bonnie. Watch. Okay, maybe he plays 8-cost Kid. Maybe he plays 8-cost Kid. Okay, swing starts with a 5 swing, and the Kalgara player takes the free block. Which makes sense, because even if he like plays 9-cost Bonnie, the only other swing that's coming his way is gonna be from the Luffy. And you're just gonna like 1k that Luffy swing. Okay, he does play the 8-cost Kid instead of the Bonnie to trash the life. Borsa, you would have loved to have that in hand, but I mean, it doesn't actually matter that much. You have like Borsa in hand, you have Nolan in hand, you're like never going down to 0. And then this 5, I'll just let this 5 go. I need space on my board to heal anyways, so who cares? Right. What are we thinking about? Yeah, exactly. You just let it go. Kid ability to draw one, trash one. He trashes the card he just drew, which is a Kiku. And then as Kalgara, we probably just... I think I'm starting with like a 5 at lead. I think basically my goal this turn is going to be to heal once and potentially remove this 8-cost kit. So if he like chip 5 at life and then potentially like another 6 at life or something, or 6 at Sanji, you can potentially chip out counter. But swing the 7 first. If that's into Sanji, you are like giving him an easy take, and then I feel like unless you attach all your Don to the vibe to the Kalgara, like the chance of this kid being gone is not high, but maybe he doesn't even care about the kid being gone. Maybe he's just gonna go face and play a blocker. Okay, another trigger body out. I think you have to worry a little bit about this board. Well, let's see. He got to draw off the Kalgara, of course. He drew into a 2k, which is very nice, because now his hand is kind of good. He does end up going to the Sanji now. That's what I figured. Sanji's gone. Yeah, 5 Don for healing, 1 Don up for event, 7, 8 at phase. Well, I guess you can go 1 higher. You can go 7, 9 at phase because of Viper ability. Right? Viper ability is just activate main. It's not non-play. I just read it out loud like 5 minutes ago or something. Yeah, it's gonna go 7 at lead. The Luffy player still has a Don up, and he can now start countering with a Crazer. So the 7 is not that good. Maybe he should have thought about, because of this Don, I think he should have gone 8-8 instead of 7-9. Okay, he's gonna go 8. Okay, now I gotta recheck the Viper. The Viper says, activate main once per turn, give up to 1 rested Don card to one of your Sky Island type leaders or character cards. Yeah, so he just missed the Don essentially, unless he's planning to swing with Borsa, which, I mean, respectable if he does. Wait, no, he can't swing. He still missed the Don because the Viper only attaches to Sky Island. So he can't attach to the Borsa. Yeah, so he missed the Don. He should have gone 8-8. Okay, he's thinking, but he's just gonna play the Borsa like there's nothing to think about here. Come on. Yep, there's the heal. And pass. Luffy player's turn. I mean, he's not gonna be able to go for game with 9-cost Bonnie. Maybe his play is going to be 9-cost Bonnie, try to trade into the sport. He might be able to get rid of 1, like the 5-cost Kalgara he might be able to get rid of. But the rest, not really. Let's start with like, play Bonnie. Or you could just start with 5 at lead, with leader, see if he wants to block. Okay, starts with 9 at the Viper. Kalgara player blocks that. I think I would have given event plus 1k. Because you want to block the Bonnie swing coming. And I think you're always assuming here that the Bonnie is coming out. Because anything else apart from the Bonnie you're like happy with. Is it not the Bonnie? What's he gonna do if he attaches 3? 3 at the Viper. Draw 1, trash 1. Huh. He's like purposefully kind of making his swings just lower. He trashes the bunny. Telling me the Kalgara player has to read the bunny? Okay. Surprising. Maybe he's like trying to reconfirm what the trigger exactly does. I'm gonna give it 2k 1k. Why would you give 2k 1k here over event? The event is a clean +3. This makes no sense to me. I'm guessing there's Luffy player just gonna attach a bunch and then keep 2 Don up. I don't think that's a better play than a 9-cost Bonnie personally, but here we are. So that's a 10 at the Viper. I mean, I think you should use event plus 2k. Alright. Definitely feel like that was awkwardly played from both of these players. Kid ability, did he just get a Borsa into hand? Yeah, he's ditching another 9-cost Bonnie. Then the Kalgara he's probably just gonna see if he can math out a lethal here. 2 Don up. The swings probably should all be 8s because this Luffy player is definitely not, he's only gonna play +3 cards. So 8 is always 2 cards. And we've seen him search a lot of 2k, so it could be even like the most efficient as well if he like gives event plus 2k. It's like the same as giving 2k 2k. There's event plus 1k on the first swing. Still think you should continue swinging 8s. Eight at face. Leave yourself the option to heal with Noland as well though. Is there any scenario that if you like heal with Noland here and you don't kill him, you die? No, because Bonnie effect burst down to 2. Those 2 lives are taken by Kid and Bonnie swings, and then you still have enough 1ks in hand to survive this Jinbei and Luffy, so you don't need to worry about the Jinbei and the Luffy. You kinda do, in case he like triggers something. I think if he counters here, I would pivot into this Jinbei at the very least. +3 plus 1k. He gives the Borsa. So the Luffy player is not planning to play another turn. I'm pivoting into the Jinbei now. I'm swinging 7 into the Jinbei. He's going face though, respectable. Double 2k. I'm just playing Noland, using Viper ability, putting another Don underneath my leader, going 7 into the Jinbei. Right, I'm not being crazy. This Viper is you can use it every turn. Activate main once per turn. He's just losing out on 1 Don value every turn. Or he's still committing to the lethal? Okay. It's fair enough. I mean, it is guaranteed lethal right now because he didn't trigger anything. And this is his 11. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was this guaranteed lethal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 11. Yeah, so after that 7, it's guaranteed lethal, but... yeah, I would have played it safer, but maybe I would have played it too safe. Still, GG's. Good game. The Kalgara's team sadly ended up losing because the Luffy's 2 teammates ended up winning their games, but second place is pretty good. I hope you enjoyed me going over these games and commentating over some of the Eastern meta. I personally really like commentating games, so if this is something people like to see, then I'll definitely consider doing it more in the future. So if you're somebody who likes to see this type of content, definitely leave a comment, and best case also a like. And even better, if you're not subscribed yet, leave a subscribe too. Now I'm getting greedy. But yeah, I hope you had fun, and I wish you guys a good rest of your day. Thank you.